My fellow Pales who acknowledge systemic racism, we need to have a chat. We cannot completely attribute our awareness of this construct to moral superiority or a good character. Because if I'm honest with myself, the biggest reasons I'm aware of systemic racism at all has nothing to do with my character. And this came up in my live group coaching session last Thursday night. One of the participants was a Black woman who said that she has found that most people go with what their group says is acceptable. So if you live in an area where people tend to acknowledge systemic racism, you are going to as well because you don't want to be left out. While if you live in an area that doesn't, then even if you subconsciously think it's true or you've read and you know it's true, you're not going to talk about it as much because you're afraid of being ostracized from your group. And I agree with her completely. I was like, look, I think one of the biggest reasons that what really made it click for me was that I'm the only one in my family who's lived in a city with a non-white majority. And it was only for 2.5 years. But until you're really in a position where you can't escape it. Even then, I was in the United States. So still, everybody who is in actual power is more likely to match my skin tone. That's more of my cultural norms. Opens the door to thinking about things that are usually just background noise. Because privilege isn't always an addition of something, it's an absence. Walking around a department store and nobody's following you, you don't think, oh, there's my privilege, that I'm not being followed around the store, assumed to be a thief. Like, we don't think that way, right? You only notice when something negative happens to you. It's not until you're somewhere where not every norm is catered to you that even if it's not oppressive, that you just don't think about it. This is why unwritten rules are so important to see for yourself and for others. You don't realize that you're following them until you're in a situation where they're not written for you.